Welcome to our first theory video for the Afterparty Season 2. I'm Dan, that's Julia, and that's Brad from Canada over there. Listen, we're about midway through the season. Things are starting to come together, you know? We just saw the episode with Hannah saying her piece. Don't necessarily believe her, don't necessarily not believe her, but there is one big thing that I picked up on this episode. Here's how it's going to work, guys. We're going to read 3 of your comments first, and then after that, we're all going to give our predictions, our guess, theory, whatever you want to call it. I might have a new suspect, guys. I might have a new suspect. But let's see what you guys came up with. So let's kick this off with Waltzing Matilda. She says, I think there are 2 separate plot points happening here. I think there's a crypto plot involving a heist. Sebastian and the mother noticed how it's them that have a hushed conversation and then decide the police shouldn't be called. Maybe to sort out something to do with the money first. I also think that some of the waitstaff and the DJ at the wedding are either in on the heist, hired by Sebastian, maybe, or Edgar hired them to investigate suspicions he has about someone trying to get at his crypto. I think Roxanna is needed to open the safe, and the alert on his watch is an alert to say Roxanna has been used to open the safe. The second plot point is the murder, who at this time I believe to be Edgar's sister, Hannah. I think she's in love with Grace and doesn't think Edgar appreciates her enough, as he's always flying off to places. Then she points out 3 separate things from the first 3 episodes. Episode 1, the table letters spelled out not the snorer. So who snores? It's not that person. In episode 2 with not the skater is the itinerary with the airports. Episode 3, the airports on Edgar's itinerary, their airport codes spell out not a suicide. So there you go. She wrote this right before episode 4 dropped. So yeah, she was right about that. And by the way, Jules, congratulations.
Very good.
You said that episode 1 when they barely gave us any clue about that. So well done there.
Yeah.
I want to know how people pick up on these clues, like in the itinerary and stuff. Like I would never think
No
to
kidding.
look that closely at that.
Yeah, that's
Brilliant.
crazy. So what do you guys think about this? You know, she's on the Hannah fence, but I wonder if she is. Comment below, Matilda. Are you still on that fence after this episode? I think she's on to something with 2 plots. I don't think necessarily the people that are after the money killed him. I don't think so
either.
I don't think they go hand in hand.
No, I think it's not a coincidence, but it's just kind of like somebody who's after the money and he just got killed.
I think it's more like he got killed and someone took that as an opportunity to gain some money.
Yeah, me too.
Jumping on it.
That's what I think. So I like this one.
Okay, we have a comment from Jed Hampton. Oh, he said, Roxanna. Remember Roxanna was lost at the moment and Anik is looking for her. I haven't rewatched the second episode yet to take notes, but I did notice the first episode. Anik's retelling has Anik looking all over for Roxanna. Zoe finds him stabbing in the white chocolate fountain, where Zoe points out that Roxanna was on Edgar's shoulder. Anik didn't notice that Edgar had left the dance, so I'm thinking Roxanna tripped something that set his watch off, which points Edgar to find Roxanna and puts her on his shoulder again. Also forgot that Roxanna goes missing from Anik's shoulder while distracted by the waiter. It was Sebastian's idea that Roxanna not be in the photo that got Anik to hold on to Roxanna in the first place. I think Sebastian wanted Roxanna because it might have something to do with unlocking the safe.
I like that.
Yeah,
Matilda just said that too. Matilda just said that before. They're
like
on to
this-
something.
I was gonna say, I wonder if it's like her like paw. They're not called paws on lizards. Her
Let's call it a
print,
paw.
her footprint, I guess.
Or maybe like saliva or something like that, like a biohack to get him to
yeah,
it.
the like like lick the
Yeah, you got to squeeze the
sensor.
lizard. You squeeze the lizard and rub it on the thing. I don't know. That's the second time we've heard that. That's a pretty good theory.
Jed was referring to this scene right here.
Roxanna, I must go.
And that's true. Like, we don't really see it from Anik's point of view of him leaving that dance. We don't see that.
Yeah, but
So-
that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because Sebastian's the one who told Anik to hold Roxanna, right?
Yep.
So then he turns around, realizes Roxanna's gone. So he definitely had someone take Roxanna off of Anik's shoulder and use her to do whatever he needed to do to open the safe. And I think that they're right. Like he's got to have some kind of alert on his phone, and that's why he said Roxanna before he ran off.
Yeah.
Or on his
I think.
watch.
His
whatever.
watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they cracked that one. That's probably it. It's probably it. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with this 100%.
Yeah, me too.
Her last comment is from Kizenbell, and she says, after watching tonight's episode, I still have 3 people that I feel have been kind of suspicious. Isabel, Hannah, and Sebastian were a little too calm when they originally found Edgar's body. Isabel, she made the comment that Edgar died in his sleep, just like his father, and she said that he was poisoned, and originally she wanted to call a certain sheriff's instead of calling just 911. For Hannah, she's in love with Grace, so she would have motive. One of her plants looks like it might be what poisoned Edgar, and a lot of her actions have been kind of weird. Her character in general seems a bit weird, so that might not be anything to do with what happened to Edgar. And for Sebastian, she says he was the only one to check Edgar's pulse, and when he did, like, he looked at someone and kind of nodded, like the deed is done kind of thing. When Isabel went to call her sheriff friend, he stopped her and was whispering things to her. Also, if Edgar was going to replace him as a business partner, then that can be his motive. Those three things are on my sus list, and I do think that there might be multiple killers this season. I'm leaning towards an Isabel and Sebastian duo.
Interesting. Isabel and Sebastian. Okay.
Yeah. I never really thought, like, you know.
The mom, huh?
I have been suspicious of
Yeah.
Isabel from the beginning. Yeah, she was not nearly as upset as she should have been about her son dying. She's out there, but like, you would think something like that would kind of like bring her into the present moment, right?
Right.
Something not right about any of these people, unfortunately. But yeah, she was just like, oh, well, he died and she did it. So, is she trying to pin it on the bride?
And Grace killed them both.
What?
All right, let's focus on our current theories now after seeing Hannah's point of view. I like how every episode they kind of, well, maybe it's this person. They do that. And that's what they did with Sebastian this episode, because he was pulling some shady stuff. So he got fired. No one knows he got fired because Edgar is dead. And he's still trying to do this deal with this Korean man that he had to get Ken Jeong's character to talk to him.
That was fun.
That was good. That was good.
To make $5 million. And then we saw him on the phone again at the end. So he's still trying to wheel and deal. He even impersonated Edgar. And that's no one's point of view. That scene happened.
Hello, this is Edgar Minnows. Yes, Sebastian Drapewood has my full authority.
Because that's not a point of view scene. So that actually happened.
That's for us.
Yeah, that's just for us. So I mean, they're really turning it on, trying to make it look like it's definitely Sebastian. But I'm gonna go ahead and agree with the commenters where I think he's in for the money. I don't necessarily think he killed him. All right, let's get to our theories, who we think did it and why. So we did see Kyler again this episode,
Very briefly, yeah.
But very briefly, if they're really just going to keep him around now and then, he's going to be a small part of every episode, and then he's going to wind up being the killer. I kind of doubt it at this point.
I kind of wonder, though, if they did that to, like, tease people, because did you notice, like, the one thing he said was, I'm supposed to be invisible.
That's what kind of got me. No one's supposed to notice me. That's why I think he was the naked running guy. But yeah. But that was from Hannah's point of view, and it really annoyed me that she kept on calling herself Hannah, like in the third person.
It was like a Wes Anderson type of story.
Yeah.
Here's a couple big things I got from this episode. So we see Kyler again. Doesn't mean I'm still going with that guess. I'm actually changing my guess to Hannah. I didn't buy her story.
Okay.
And I actually think we saw a scene that could have shown the exact moment he was poisoned. When they were talking on the couch and she gave him the G from her typewriter, which was a funny scene, really funny scene. It was her idea to toast.
A toast.
They toasted. He sipped it and he gave some to Roxanna. And it was just so quick and subtle, but it was there. It was them two sharing a drink. And it was a toast from Hannah. So that moment right there, I was like, I think it's her. So I'm going to go with Hannah for now.
Oh, I'm so torn because I really do. I have like a gut feeling that it's Hannah. But if it's not Hannah, I think that it was Sebastian and Isabel, but Hannah knew about it.
Okay.
Because I think that naked running guy is Sebastian coming from the yurt.
I would love that. We find that out next week.
I think she lied about their encounter and they got drunk and were doing some things. And maybe he spilled the beans about what the plan was.
Remember when Danner said to her,
now that your brother's at rest, you think you're going to try to get Grace back?
I don't know. We're both very upset right now.
I feel like you do now.
So her response to that, I didn't buy it. Like, of course she's going to try to. She's in love with the person. I just didn't buy it. And that one scene where they cheersed and you saw Edgar and Roxanna both drink from the same cup, I was like, that could be it right there. And
see, here's the thing though. Like, you know how she always clarified that they were adopted siblings?
Oh, you must be Edgar's sister.
Adopted. Yes.
Yeah.
Always.
I feel like that just goes to show you that like she truly does not give a shit about Edgar. I mean, like I get that they
No.
were like close growing up or whatever, but like I think she always resented him for being their parents' actual child and getting all the
She
attention.
said early on that he very quickly abandoned their partnership, like their games and stuff. So resentment, absolutely.
I think she's using that to like point out the fact that like there's a distinction here between us. You know
So
what I mean?
sympathy.
One big thing for me this episode was, though, the whole devil's trumpet plant. Zoe said that's how he was murdered. This is it. She never really refuted it. She was just kind of like, oh, what? Because I was in charge of the flowers? And then when she was giving her flower presentation in her story, she pointed out the devil's trumpet.
So first we have the Venus flytrap, or Dionea mashubala. Then we have the devil's trumpet, the Turris stramonium.
So, like, she never actually said anything to deny
Yeah,
it.
she didn't.
Because she said, as she pointed at it while she was narrating, she said something along the lines of like, I was trying to show grace. For some reason, I'm thinking that that's a hint towards like, I was trying to show her that like what I was planning to do.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm just reading too far into it, but.
And look, and she was packing her bag. She was getting ready to get out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't buy it, man. She's who I think did it.
I don't know, but I'm going with Hannah either way.
Hannah? All right, we got 2 for Hannah. Heating up. It's off to Brad now.
Oof, I would love to go with Hannah, but I'm still with Sebastian. I don't know if I know that he's there for the money. Like 100%. Like this is just kind of showing the way he's impersonated Edgar, and he is very just ho-hum that Edgar died. He doesn't really seem to care. I don't know if he meant to kill him, but I think he drugged him and he just died. Like it wasn't like I was out to kill him or anything like that. I think he tried to drug him to humiliate him because he is so aggravated by playing second fiddle to that damn lizard.
It could be because Brad, he did get fired by him, right? And he knew that. So maybe he was just trying to drug him just to steal some Bitcoin and bounce.
Yeah, could be, but like an overdose.
Did he know
or
he was fired yet,
whatever.
though?
I think he must have known. The way that Anik said it, it made me feel like he did know because he had like potential replacements already lined up.
Had the headhunters.
Right. But hear me out. You know how Sebastian said to, I think it was Hannah, he said, you know, you're losing a brother, I'm losing a business partner.
Right.
I wonder if by that he meant like, I found out he's looking for my replacement. So before he's able to fire me, get him out of the picture.
Right. But he knew something was up. Right.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Or he
But I
knew
think
where it was going at least.
Right.
Yeah.
So he could have just been trying to steal the money. Maybe just went a little too far. So yeah, I mean, I'm still on the Hannah camp, but I could see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
I don't know, I'm stuck on Sebastian. So next week's going to be rather interesting because no one's a villain in their own story.
That's true. I can't wait to see his
Oh,
story.
his is going to be so obnoxious.
It's going to be very oily. It's going to be very oily.
Oh,
And
I'm
all the
going to hate
women-
every second of it.
All the women are going to be like draping right
Which
over
sucks
him.
'cause
Oh.
I do like Jack Whitehall, but
Yeah, he's great.
I'm not looking forward to it.
You know, in his story, it's going to be Hannah throwing herself at him. And yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So it's heating up. Let us know if you agree with what we thought or what we think is going to happen. If you have anything that you think might happen, or if you saw something that we didn't, let us know in the comments. We're going to make another one of these videos. So get crazy, get wild. Anything is possible at this point. They're doing a really good job having multiple suspects. It could be multiple people, which, it could be a combo thing regardless. Or it could be like what Matilda said. There could be people in on the crypto thing, and there could be people in on the murder thing. Like, it's all up in the air at this point. So yeah, I'm excited. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Joey. Thanks for commenting.
What? Really? That's the end? Most people, when they tell their stories, they try to refute their motives. Yours is just all motive.